everyone. It's YANE podcast episode. I don't remember the number. It's YANE. Yeah, it doesn't matter anymore. This is YANE podcast in exile, basically. Right now we're in Berlin, Germany, because of the war, because Russia invaded Ukraine, and it's not safe to stay there, and people are getting killed every day. Many cities are destroyed, and many millions of refugees have escaped Ukraine, and it's hard to say, but we're
If I'm not mistaken, it's about 5 million already.
Probably, yeah. But the thing I was trying to say is that we're also refugees, which is, I never thought I would say that I'm going to be a refugee. It's Daria, Anna, and another Daria here. Only 3 of us from yanelab. Other team members are Marichka is in Poland, Boris is in Kiev, and the rest are in Dnipro. Because Dnipro is still relatively safe compared to other cities. Even though on February 24th, we all woke up at 5 a.m. because we heard explosions. And this episode is not going to be about science. And it's just going to be about our experience, about escaping war, about what we're going to do next, and just kind of an update of what's going on. And it's a tough one. It's interesting how before we started recording, we were laughing and we had fun, and now when we have to actually talk about it, it's not so fun. And it's hard to just spit out words to describe what's going on. And we just want to share our experience of what's going on. But first of all, I want to clarify that Russia has invaded us and has been killing Ukrainian citizens for no reason whatsoever. And Russia invaded a peaceful country, a great country, where we are doing amazing stuff, and a country that we love. And we had to flee the country. And we can go and talk for the first part of this about the war and everything. Then we had some questions that we're going to answer from our followers. And the first topic I want to talk about is how it all started, the February 24th, how it started for everyone and what we're doing. I'm just going to describe our days there. So, Daria, what was your February 24th, 5:30 a.m. like?
Actually, I didn't wake up at 5:30. I woke up something around 4 that morning, like the week before. I was having some really bad problems with sleeping. I used to wake up in the middle of the night for no reason. And that night it was the same. I've seen the news before. Like, I had been seeing the point that everything is going harder and harder, and it's possibly that the real war breaks out. I was already scared about that. And when I finally woke up, that was 7. Like, at 4, it wasn't any news about it yet, obviously. But when I woke up at 7, the first thing I did, I gathered all my documents together and told the parents that, okay, have you seen it? The war has started. So I was relatively calm because it was the atmosphere in my family, and it was also the question of the psychological reaction. So for me, that day wasn't really tough, but it was scaringly slow.
Yeah. The first 24 hours were really slow. It's like 3 days had passed.
Yes.
Anya, how was it for you?
I woke up after first bomb attack, and I was in shock. I just stayed around a window, and after that
You saw the explosion, right? Because your windows were right.
Yes. During the time, we had a second attack on the airport of Dnipro. it was awful for me. And after that, I couldn't sleep, of course. I read a lot of news about it, wars here. Yes, and I just can cry.
Yeah.
That's all that I did in that night.
Yeah, I woke up and I don't think I woke up from explosions. I woke up like a minute or like 30 seconds after the explosions, just because I woke up and I was anxious. And then first thing I do, I open my phone and go to our YANE chat, and it's just like you send a picture from your apartment from window, and there's like smoke coming out of the airport, and I was like, holy shit, it started. It actually started, because like we were like on edge definitely for the last few months. But it's realization that now your life has divided into before and after, forever.
Yeah.
And things have changed forever. And I was in shock. My heart was pounding, and my partner was sleeping next to me. At first, I didn't want to wake them up, but I just hugged them, and I was like, everything's gonna be okay. And then my partner wakes up, and I was like, is there like something going on? I'm like, do I tell you now? And my partner's like, yes. I was like, the war has started. So I just told them to go to the store and get some groceries, like, some kind of, so you have something that can be stored for a long time in case you need to go to the bunker, and go to the pharmacy. And I was just like picking up clothing and documents and everything. So we had it all in backpacks. And then we started also collecting water, because, if bombs hit the, central water station, then you'll have no water. So we started, pouring it into different vessels, and we left it that way. It's still in our apartment back in Dnipro. And then we freaked out, and it was hard, and you just couldn't stop reading the news. And I was scared, because I was like, oh no, did we already lose? Because the first thing you're like, oh no. Because like worse than death is living in Russia for me, for I guess 44 million people in Ukraine. And we slept the first night in our apartment, but we were scared because we didn't have a bomb shelter in our building. And it's a multi-level building, so if it hits, then, all the floors are gonna fall on each other. So we decided from that to move to lab, because our lab is a one-story building, so it's safer. And there are no, like, because where our apartment was, there was a lot of just targets for Russian missiles to hit. So we slept there. We just put cardboard on the floor, only had a blanket, and we were sleeping there for a few nights. And then my parents were like, we have to leave. And I really didn't want to leave, even though I was in shock and I couldn't do anything. They forced us to leave, so it was a tough road. And for everyone who tried to evacuate, it was a hard road. And I felt like such a coward for leaving, but I also couldn't do anything. And it's just this state of help, like you feel useless. Just helpless. And like, what do you do? How can you do? What's going on? That. But then, we evacuated. We stayed in Dnipro, I think, 3 days after the war has started. And then we moved to west part of Ukraine, Transcarpathia, which is beautiful, by the way. And we stayed there with my parents for a few weeks. And it was also, it was 3 days in a car, horrible traffic. And some cities we were driving by, there were missiles, like pieces of rockets stuck in the ground, stuck in the road. Some of the gas stations were blown. And it was crazy. Then we got to western part of Ukraine and stayed there until we could leave, because the lines at the border were huge. And the best way to leave is to walk the border, because if you have a car, you can spend days there. And how did you leave Dnipro? How did you decide to leave Dnipro?
Actually, for me, it was because of Anna's decision. Like, my parents stayed at home. They are still in Dnipro. Probably not the worst place to be right now. Obviously not the worst place, in Ukraine especially. But it was Anna's idea at first to go abroad because, okay, it's her actually task to talk about her thoughts, but I realized that I can either stay or leave now. So it was by train. It was 8 hours of standing outside the railway station. And actually we were lucky because some of people, they had to stay for days in the line, even to get to that railway station from the outside.
And we have to clarify, it's only women and children.
Yes. And let's take into account that there are some women and children who are not only scared, but who are thinking that, okay, this is maybe some sort of vacation. It's special kind of people. There are not much of them, but they are still there, and sometimes it makes standing in those lines even worse. But anyway, so we spent 8 hours outside. It was snowing. Like, it was the beginning of spring, but it was snowing. And after that, there were 20 hours in the train, sitting with all those children, with all those mothers who were like, open the door, close the door, it's windy, it's cold. Like, okay, we were all on nerves, but my point is that it was really hot. And there it was Lviv. 2 days in Lviv, and after that we joined Daria, your parents, in Transcarpathians. That was it.
Yeah. Anya, why did you decide to leave?
I don't know, just I felt it like I should to do it. I should, and it's all that I thought at the time. I had this mind a lot of days, and for me it was so difficult decision, but I did it because I don't know why. I don't have any mind about why, but
You just decided to go.
Yes, and I was thinking about it around, I don't know, maybe 4-5 days. Just I was thinking like, what should I do after that? What I will do in another country, in another city. It's awful to get it right now that we did it.
Yeah.
Like, it was a hard decision, but for me it was the fastest decision I've ever made in my life. The most difficult one, but the fastest.
And also I can add that fortunately we could see it.
Yes.
Yes, because a lot of people say no, that a lot of people should stand all time.
Yeah, they were standing 20 hours in a train.
But we can see it, and it's great.
Yeah, I know.
Thank
It's
you
like
for this.
I didn't
Yes.
even make a decision. Just my parents were like, okay, we're leaving. We're taking you as well. I had a full mental breakdown. I almost like opened the car and jumped out of the car while we were moving. It was a tough road. And the traffic was insane. And a lot of people were trying to just have that in mind. Everyone who's escaping, they are in need of escaping. But there are always people that think they need more. So there was a lot of cars passing by the wrong lane, like the other lane that was going the other way. And just one time, me and my dad, we just like broke down and we took like pipes and just like that. So we were standing outside and just like not letting people go, just like threatening them with hitting their cars, because people been spending hours and hours. Like in 5 hours, we moved 4 kilometers, and it's you go insane in that car while you sit there, and just like everyone is on edge. And yeah, it's do you remember day before the war started? It was Wednesday. It was such a nice day. I just started thinking about it because like I was in my lab. I was so excited. We just finished our new lab, our new space, and I was just working there, enjoying that spring is coming.
Yeah.
Finally, after a long winter, it's gonna be warm and nice.
I found to work.
You found a job finally that you were actually very excited about.
Yes,
We were drinking coffee and discussing how good it was.
Working around 4 days. Yes.
You don't have a job anymore, as like many people. And so I left lab behind. It's still standing, it's still there, but and there's still Vlad, Dasha, and others in Dnipro. They're taking care of the lab, and Dasha is she's doing experiments. Like she sends me like, oh, the buffer doesn't work, I need to redo that, can you send me a protocol to this transformation, it doesn't work, etc., etc. But yeah, it's not what we were planning for. We're enjoying coffee, we're chatting with our friends in our beautiful, peaceful cities.
Yeah, I was trying to start something like a coffee blog.
Yeah.
Yeah, like actually the day before war there was a new coffee place I went to accidentally. It was a really nice day.
Yeah.
A pretty warm one.
After that happens, the war happened, you realize that you truly had everything. You had everything you needed.
Yeah.
Yeah, this podcast is basically just a therapy for us. Because I'm still not able to cry since it started. Because you kind of use everything. Yeah, we had, we just had backpacks, me and my partner. That's it, everything we had. Just like few sets of clothing, I don't know, toothbrush, documents, and money.
Yeah.
That's all you take. And a few pepper sprays we had also.
And also before, 2 days before it start, we had a meeting with you in one coffee bar and spoke about what we should do
if war starts.
Yes.
But mostly it was jokingly,
Yeah.
Yeah. We have some of the questions. I posted my Instagram. I was like, we're going to record a podcast, which is not going to be about science, obviously. About, what do we do? And also, what do we do here in Berlin before we started answering questions? Because
Why are you looking at me? You can answer it yourself.
I can answer for both of them.
You don't have to.
A lot of universities are generous enough to offer for Ukrainian students, a place to work.
Basically, yeah, we can leave the link, I guess, in the description.
Yeah.
Because there is a wonderful list of those options, of those suggestions.
Yeah, so girls here are in Berlin, in Free University of Berlin, just working in the lab, and they provided them with a place to live for like a few weeks. And me and my partner we decided to go here just so my partner can, get her documentation ready before we go to Canada, where my family is, my brothers are, so we can spend some time there. Because I can't work, I can't do anything. At least, I want to spend time with my family, my nephews, and just try to, get to some place where I can work. And probably go to Austin, because now I feel like I need to be doing something because I'll go insane. So, but Berlin is a beautiful city. And, first few weeks, we've been here 2 weeks, right?
Even more.
Even more.
Already. Like, it's Tomorrow
will be
3? 2.
2 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, right.
I feel like only a few days ago, me and my partner stopped jumping at loud noises of ambulance, and just like you see a plane and you're not scared anymore because you don't think that the plane is gonna bomb your city. And I feel embarrassed saying that because I'm not even from the city where, there are actual bad shit stuff going on, and where you can literally Google everything. You can see dying children, bombed maternity, hospitals and all the insane stuff going on. But it messed me up mentally. So for the months, I was jumping at loud noises, and I was scared of missiles and, war. So it's not like, I don't think it's a PTSD, but it's definitely something that affects you mentally.
Yes.
And one of my friends, she asked, she was like, talk about what dreams do you have on your podcast. And I don't dream anymore. I only have nightmares. I have nightmares about how I'm in Mariupol or in Kharkiv. And my dreams are very violent. It's either I'm getting killed, my loved ones are getting killed, or I have to kill someone to survive. And definitely when I was in Ukraine, I couldn't sleep normally, especially in Dnipro after the war started. Me and my partner were taking time so it's one sleeps, the other one is awake in case, bombing starts or something, so we can be safe. And some of the questions are, what gives you strength in these dark times? Fear, will to survive, anger. I think that's for me. You just don't know. It's like an autopilot to save yourself. I don't think I have the strength. I just survived, and that's it. I don't think I have any strength. I thought I was strong before, mentally, or I don't know, spiritually, but I don't think that anymore after it started. What gives you strength?
I don't know, just you need to do it. You have to live, and it's all that I think.
I don't know, for me it's probably gratitude. The belief that soon I will see my parents, my closest ones, and also the idea, the thought about the fact that we are the ones who to rebuild Ukraine, and we have to keep strong, to remain strong, so that we can do it.
So we can go back when it's all over.
Yes, and so that we have to what to go back with, what to give Ukraine.
Yeah.
Also, when you help other people, it makes you stronger, because you feel it you can help somebody. That's why maybe you're a good person.
Yeah. Someone said, I think a good topic would be war and innovation. I don't think so. There is no innovation in war. There is
Rebuilding.
Yeah, after the war. War it's not, maybe after the war, but war is not only, shooting or shelling. It's still this horror, it's this guilt, it's this
Post-traumatic disorders.
yeah, it's
Again,
all the consequences as well.
always.
War is not over when the shooting is over.
It goes on all the levels, all the possible ones.
I don't know what innovation. The innovation. It doesn't.
New one.
There's no innovation.
Yeah.
It's not. You're not progressing when the war is happening. You're regressing. You have less emotions. You have less desires. You have less of everything. You become more simple when war comes.
And probably I would say, as for myself, you become less egoistic. Even speaking about healthy egoism, it matters less now. Personally, I don't care about myself anymore that much as I used to before the war. Now it's far more important so that people around are safe.
I start to speak with my family. Maybe.
Yeah, my grandparents.
You realize who you really care for, and even a simple "How are you?" text from your friend means so much during this time.
My grandparents are joking that we are speaking more now than we used to do
before the war.
Yeah, now that I'm in better relationship with them, it was always just that either I don't have time or it's too late for them because they are like go to bed early. But now it's different now.
Have you thought yet of where to work on a lab projects, own lab or a community one? Well, my lab is still there, and I want to go as soon as possible to continue working. And all girls continue working here because they're still students.
Yes.
How was your experience leaving the country? Well, it was hard. It was hard. It was a long line, few hours. And we were lucky ones not to
Yes.
spend 12, 14, 16 hours at the border. So we spent probably like 6, which is like, or 5,
And
which is,
yeah, it even wasn't that we stayed in the line for that long. It was probably just some issues among the workers of that border, like migracy. How do they say it?
what's that?
Like migracy guards. I'm not sure.
Like
Like the people who work on the border.
customs officers?
Yeah. So it even wasn't,
Yeah.
and it also was a good weather. So it for us it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad. Yeah. But yeah, I don't think I ever slept in so many random places in like 1 month.
That's
We
true.
had to sleep because the road was taking so long. We had to sleep at like shelters and like random places. But we were just glad that people could provide us with a bed to sleep on. So it was good. And yeah, just so much respect for all the, Ukrainians who are there working, volunteering, medical stuff, police, just everyone, especially our firefighters and, our brave, strong army. Just our people are amazing. And, people keep texting me like, are you okay? Are you okay? Well, physically, yes, I am okay. And like, are you and your family okay? No, we're not okay because my family is not only my parents. My family is 44 million people in my beautiful country. And yeah, people keep asking, any science happening from discoveries in the war? There are no discoveries in the war. Nothing good ever happens in the war.
Yeah. It's not that, like now is not the Second World War. It was horrible, but many discoveries were made. But now it's not that.
Yeah, and
Now it's only the like.
and you feel kind of useless
Distraction.
because like, before a war, you're like, I'm a scientist, right? Scientists do good. You do something good for the world. But when war happens, you're like, I'm useless. What do I do? I mean, at that time, you're like, I wish I could do a bioweapon, which is like impossible. But like, I wish I could do something, right? But not really. And what else do we have? Ukraine-US biolab stuff. Well, this is a funny one. This is about Russian propaganda, and the Russians said that they found that there's like 60 US biolabs in Ukraine that are working on bioweapons that are gonna affect Russians because like this bioweapon, I guess, can see your ethnicity and attack Russians. And this bioweapon, those like pathogens carried by birds. This is like Russian propaganda is
Stupid.
It's stupid, but it's incredible at what stupid things people can believe.
Yeah.
Like at this point, the more bizarre it is,
It's
the more
it's one
Russians
of-
believe
it's-
it.
It's actually one of the methods of propaganda, one of the methods of black propaganda. Like, there is such a big lie. People simply cannot believe it's a lie.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's kind of one of the reasons I was glad to leave, even though it was painful, because I love Dnipro, I love Ukraine, and like everything I was doing was pretty much doing for Ukraine, because I had so many, opportunities to leave Ukraine, to go to the U.S., go to Canada, and I didn't want to go, and I had this passport, Ukrainian passport, which allows you to go to any country in Europe without visa, and like I had American visa, Canadian visa, and I was like, I don't want to go anywhere. Only place I want to be is home. But yes, I was glad to leave because I was like, if they capture Ukraine, if they capture Dnipro, which is, I don't believe in that anymore, and they found a lab. And never underestimate the stupidity of your enemy. And I wouldn't want to be there in the middle of everything when they're like, who are you? And you're a biohacker and you have this lab in the city and you had to work with American colleagues. It's kind of... it sounds bizarre, right? It sounds like a conspiracy theory, but after what we heard Russian officials say, you're kind of like, I should be worried.
Yeah.
I read about it because it's an interesting topic and interesting question. But okay, a lot of country and different people can be sponsored.
Yeah.
Yeah, of some labs or some project. It's okay.
It's normal, yeah.
Yes, we can.
It's called a grant.
You can see the same thing in Russia, in any country of this world. But the great problem is that they didn't talk about the topic of these discoveries. They just say that USA sponsored Ukrainian labs for something bad things, but it's just some discoveries about everything, about, I don't know, plants, genetics, molecular
agriculture.
biology. Yes, agriculture, and
I know it's bizarre.
Yeah.
But I also want to say that Ukraine really needs support of everyone, and I encourage you to donate to Ukrainian military, donate to Ukrainian humanitarian funds. You can also donate to our Patreon, and we're really, really thankful because now we have a lot of money in our Patreon, and all this money I send to our team member because most of them lost jobs and they have families and they're still in Ukraine, and so it's so they can live and they can have money, to buy food and pay for their bills and everything.
so basic things.
Yeah.
But the most important
Yes.
part.
Yeah. Never thought you'd think about how do you get food, how do you get water, and I'll leave links below where you can donate and go to your local protest. Go to your protest and wherever you live and you have protests pro-Ukrainians, go there and go and support because I want people to understand that it's not that just Ukrainian-Russian business. Maybe some people thought in 1939 that it was only German and Polish business, right? But it turned out not to be like that. Or Putin is a new Hitler. And it's very serious. It's not just some local conflict. This is serious war, and people are getting killed, innocent people, and we had good life before Russians came to save us, which no one asked them to do that. Google Kharkiv, Google Mariupol. Kharkiv, beautiful city, absolutely stunning. Second biggest city in Ukraine. It's destroyed.
It's student city also.
It's a student city. And it's mostly a Russian-speaking city. And there was a lot of pro-Russian people. I don't think there are any left. I know. And someone asked about our plans for the future. And it's so hard to plan. Because when war happens, you just plan for like a day. You plan like, what do you do this day? I don't know. My plans right now are to live. Just, I don't know, want to be with my family, with my loved ones. Try to work maybe, but I don't even know what to work and what to do right now. I just want to go back as soon as possible, go back to my lab, go back to my city, go back to my people, be useful and help rebuild Ukraine and keep doing on what I was doing before. But it's hard to realize your brain still thinks that things are going to be like they were, but they're never going to be like they were. And it's something I still can't comprehend. What are your plans for the future?
For me, maybe I would like to get a master degree and PhD level, and after this, come back to Ukraine and start my science work in Ukraine, and maybe stay like teacher in university.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's really right now is maybe one of my great aim, not dream.
It's an
It's
aim, just a goal.
Yeah. Yes, I think that in this way I can help a lot of people, a lot of children and students in my city or in some another city in my country. Doesn't matter. But yes.
Like for me, the main... Okay, first I'll speak a little bit about a dream, which is also a plan, so that once at least the active war actions stop in Ukraine and it becomes more safe to travel, I honestly want like at least the female part of my family to come to see me in Berlin, so they have like some sort of vacation after all they've been through. And I sincerely hope that like my father could also do it, or that some of my friends can come here, or that I can freely come to Ukraine, back to Ukraine, just like to see them. And speaking about something like more long term, well, obviously it's finishing my studies, at least bachelor's. Time is precious, so I'm not sure about masters, but probably trying to jump straight to the PhD thing. It's like a massive plan, but anyway. And yeah, it's also coming back to Ukraine and joining the university as an associated teacher, or what's even better, joining the educational system and starting to change it, because there are lots of things to do and I honestly want to be of some use for future generations.
Yeah, same. But yeah, it's hard. I just feel like I'm in this frozen position where I can't do anything. Sorry, this podcast isn't very educated or anything. It's just us trying to tell what's going on with YANELab and everything. But yeah, YANELab, it's not a physical place. It's people. It's me, it's Anya, it's Dasha, and it's other Dasha, it's Vlad, it's Boris, it's Marichka. And it's our patrons who support us. Also, shout out to our patrons for these microphones and just all this gear I was able to buy because of Patreon. So I actually have an actual podcasting setup. Something I was dreaming about actually before the war. I was just gonna get it. And I was just gonna get like a little podcasting corner in our lab so we could record it and just make it so much better and like better quality. But yeah,
we're gonna make like the review of the biohacker series.
Yeah, we're gonna make we probably still can, but it's just like I feel like talking about everything that is not a war is so it's embarrassing for me. I know it's not bad. I know it's good for people to get their minds off it.
Actually, you know what? It's a good thing to talk about because they show some sort of bioweapon there. Okay, it's not that bad. Come on. We can do it.
And also, it's a German show. But yeah, me and Daria wanted to shoot like a review of Netflix biohackers. Okay. Actually, it's in German. They're filmed in Germany.
Okay, it's
German.
Okay, it seems ironic now, symbolic, and
but it's still, I feel just guilty if I'm talking about something. You know, if I feel guilty still if I'm here and I can get coffee, or I can go to movies, I can go to a restaurant, I can just walk, and I still feel guilty that I can enjoy life and not think about war. Yeah, and just like. I feel guilty if like I will post a video about like biohackers and it's not gonna be about the war and it's not gonna be about everything. I feel like it will hurt other Ukrainians if they're because they're struggling and I'm here like chilling, or I don't know.
It's probably the thing about, first of all, like personal relation to it, like your personal
I just feel guilty that I'm not struggling as much. I feel guilty that I'm not dead, I'm not injured, I'm not in Mariupol, I'm not in Kharkiv. I just feel guilty that, what is it, mistake of a survivor? right? Not a mistake.
Fault of survivor, I guess.
Guilt. I don't know. Guilt of survivor.
Guilt, yeah.
You just feel guilty, insanely guilty that you're not the one struggling. And then you just struggle mentally for that you haven't struggled physically.
Yeah, but I've spoken to some people and they were saying like, okay, it actually makes me feel better when I see that there is some normal life out there. Like if you don't post it in the key of like in the stream of, oh, look at me, I'm here, but that,
I'm having fun while people are dying.
Yeah, like okay, like that. But you post that, okay, there is something from the normal, not like from peaceful life. It helps people, it reminds them that there can be peaceful sky, there can be normal days. And probably it's even more scary, more dangerous, I don't know, to live not knowing, like not to live in the war, but to live forgetting that there can be no war.
Yeah.
Also, maybe it's important to say that I read a lot of comments in TikTok or Instagram that some people wrote like, please drink this cup of coffee for me. Please, like, see this place for me. Because also I think that no one from soldiers will not say you thank you that you stay in some dangerous place like Mariupol or something else, because it makes more dangerous case for soldiers, for army.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you're not taking someone's place in a bunker. You're not eating someone's
Yeah.
food, not drinking someone's water. This is something I try to calm myself with.
And also soldiers can't
Work better there.
Yeah,
They're not
yes.
scared of hitting civilians.
Yeah,
they can defend the city. if
not the
they're-
people in there.
Yeah, it's tough times. We hope next podcast is going to be about winning and how we're going to come back and keep doing everything we loved.
Maybe make 1 minute of silence for
In memory of those who are
yeah.
rest.
In memory of everyone who has died.
Yeah.
And also, we're deeply thankful for our military, our people who are so brave and selfless and just heroic. I am so proud to be Ukrainian. I feel not like worthy to be Ukrainian because our people make me so proud and they're just incredible. This is a heroic nation.
Yeah.
And please support Ukraine. You can support our army. And if you're donating to army, you're not investing in a war. You're investing in peace. So the war can end faster. Support our economy. You can donate like straightly to our economy because it's, it's going through tough times. You can support directly us. You can support. I would just leave all the links below, and you can just choose
yeah.
where to support, where to donate if you have the means to do that, and that is very important. You can save someone's life with that. And thank you so much, and we hope you have a peaceful day and you have everything you need and you're safe. Bye.
Bye.